Oh,
No- Oh, wait a minute.
you have to bring us back in the
I
show.
got I gotta bring it back on the show. I forgot they changed stuff again, so I forgot you gotta like
Oh
take
my
the
God.
intro off. Oh God, we're starting this way already, everybody.
We
I swear.
and you know what? That whole thing I was talking about with the most Colorado thing at Colorado National Speedway. It's the most Colorado thing out of our podcast. Us not knowing how to get out of the different screens.
Uh, That's just me in general. I don't know if that's a Colorado thing. I think that's just like more me not having enough brain cells to be able to figure it out on a consistent basis. So
Oh
yeah.
Lord.
But anyways, welcome to the show, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy Tuesday.
Hello. Happy Tuesday. Yes, August 18th, man. I can't believe we're um we're sitting at August 18th. Like this is it, the year's kind of flown by so far
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Hi, Addie G.
Hello, Addie. Yeah, kid.
Kids are always
Yeah,
wanting to get on
the
the show.
huh?
I said the kids are always wanting to get on the show.
Always want to be on the show. They always want to wave hi to everybody. Um, yeah, man. I mean, we're only like a month away from, not less than a month away from like championship season in at least in Colorado. Got a little while for the stuff around here, but yeah, I mean, it came and went like that.
Yeah.
Came and went
Our
again.
the GAMS championship night and I think the Pro Trucks and whatever else is running that night um, is on the 19th, which is 30 days from tomorrow.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. Holy cow! Holy
Because
cow!
I do
Yeah,
believe we kick off championship that weekend is the kickoff to championship nights. Because then it's
mhm.
3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, and then it'll end in October with the Halloween Bash every year, which is always a fun event. I'm sad we're gonna miss that one this year. That was always a highlight, right? But there's still some really good races left to go too. Like
Oh yeah.
this upcoming weekend, huge, which we'll get into obviously because you got the sprint cars coming back. Having them twice a year, I think, is fantastic.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh look,
but
Uncle Forrest is here. Howdy, Uncle Forrest.
howdy, which we will. Yeah, that man we will definitely talk about. Um, because what a weekend. Yeah. So this last weekend, it was the. I got to get the title of it right because it seems like they keep getting longer and longer.
This one should be pretty
It
easy.
was the what was but it was the clear shift fast lane shootout. Is that what the title? I think that's what the title of it
I
was.
do believe.
Yeah. So you're right. That was a little better. It's not a mouthful and a lot of hard words that I can't comprehend nor enunciate.
Like towers.
Towers. Yeah, no shit. I will never live that down ever.
Nope. Nope.
It's so funny. Still to this day, I'm yeah. And every year that damn race comes up, everybody always gives me hell about it. You gonna see towers? How many times are you gonna see towers tonight? Yeah, but
They should just put a
anyways, it
couple of
was
towers in the middle of the infield just for you.
just for me. Yeah, just as a nod, uh, and put like a Lego version of a tower up there. Yeah, Jesus. Anyways, so you had the late models, the Grand American Modifieds, the Legends, Bandoleros, and the Super Stocks all competing on Saturday. Plus I think the Demo Cross was racing, so you had like 6 divisions running on Saturday night. It was a long night, that's for sure. Because we were racing as well out here in Tennessee. The girls were competing. That was a that was a day. That was a rough one on Saturday. Really rough. Um, yeah. So I mean, so we didn't get home. I mean, it's funny because we actually got home in a decent hour enough to watch the tail half of the night for you guys. I ended up watching the modified race and then the late models. That was all I kind of caught, and I caught the very tail end of the super stock race, so I was able to watch a little bit of that. But overall, I mean, there was there was a lot to talk about. I think just more or less outside of the racing that happened on the racetrack, there was
Mhm.
not too many major um, issues or anything like that within multiple different divisions, other than I think just two. The Legends cars and the late models were the only ones that really had kind of a crazy a crazy race.
Mhm.
Would you concur with that?
I would concur with that. And we can talk about it. And then having the rain right kind of as the day was getting started, and then a little bit of a sprinkle right before, or like right after the Super Sox qualified. That kind of put a damper on a lot of things, and I don't know, changed a lot of moods. I feel like for the night, but um, yeah.
I mean, so Jake and I kind of talked prior to this because there was so many different elements to the night,
Hmm.
such as like the rain and how things were handled because of the rain. Um, those are kind of the things that we want to touch on the most, I think, with this particular show.
Hmm.
We obviously want to give the due diligence of congratulating and talking about some of the racing that actually happened. But we are going to spend a little bit of time talking about some of those incidents throughout the night, and not so much the racing aspect. So bear with us.
Hmm.
Um, but starting with just the rain. I mean, speak to it and the craziness that happened and ensued. Because from what I understand, and I know I did, I looked at the forecast like all week for you guys. I always do it like every day, see what it's going to be like in Denver and how much either hotter or cooler it's going to be compared to where I'm at. So it's,
Hmm.
but I saw rain was on the docket for Saturday, majority of the week.
Well, you can never believe a weatherman because it could say
That's
one
true.
thing and then it completely, totally change like minute by minute as it's happening. But yeah, just the
True.
night in general. Yeah, I think it was like 1 or 2 ish o'clock. I don't know. It was getting close to like right at the start of practices. I think actually the bandos were getting ready to go out on the track for practice, and it started raining, and so they had to pull um, at least the rookie class and the bandits out of out of staging area. And then it just didn't stop for a while. It wasn't a heavy rain, but it did rain, and it changed the color of the track. So one of the things I want to talk about, and you know, I don't blame the track because they're just waiting to see what's going on and how the weather's going to turn out. But there was at some point where the rain had stopped, and you can see that there was going to be a good portion of sun coming to start drying the track. So in my mind, it's like, okay, it stopped raining. Let's get the tires out there, the little things that the trucks pull. Let's get those out there and like let's get some cars out there. Let's get some street cars out there and start running the track and start driving the track. I think it took them about 20 or 30 minutes to finally make that decision. Like the sun had already come out and they made that decision. So I don't know what the huge delay was there because that could have saved at least 20 to 30 minutes in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But then they never took any cars out on the track. They just had the tires dragging the track, and they worked. They got it, the dampness, the color to change, and then at that point they were like, "Well, super stocks, you need to go out there." Like it just out of nowhere, just like got on the horn. Super stocks, get in your cars, get on the track now. And it kind of felt like a dirt track thing where you need to go out and pack the track, and if you don't
Yeah.
run like 10 laps, you will not. You'll start in the back of your heat race or main event or whatever it was. That was what was said over the intercom was if you do not go out there and run 10 laps, um, you will start in the back of your race. So I thought that was interesting. Now, the most interesting thing is having the super stocks just go out there on a green track. And most of the people I talked to in the super stocks, because we had Greg Park next to us, and then Jesse Dyke was next to us, and Brent K was like two down from us. They all didn't have a problem with the track. It came in pretty quick and they dried it off pretty quick and they had no really big issues with it, right? So that was good. But I just It was just random out of nowhere, just everybody get in your cars that's a super stock driver and get out there, and if you don't run at least 10 laps, you're gonna be in back to start the race. Didn't understand
Well,
that.
I mean, yeah, that's. I mean, to force people to. I mean, I'll just be dead honest. Like, I'm sorry, but that's my car, my money, my tires, and
Mhm.
you're gonna force me to go out on the racetrack and put a heat cycle through my tires, and you know, and use up the rubber and fuel that I've paid for the night, and then tell me that if I don't go, that I have to start in the rear of the field. Like, that seems a little
Well, and
excessive
then
in my mind.
here's the other issue too, is that there was nothing said about how many practices we were gonna get, so everybody was thinking, "Okay, well, if the super stocks are going out now, and they have to run 10 laps apiece, then that probably is gonna be their only practice, right? And then if
Right.
everybody else is able to get a practice, you're only getting 1 practice, which is fine. But then that makes you kinda you gotta get strategies in there, like,
Yeah.
"Okay, I gotta
Yeah.
go run 10 laps." Well, I'm not gonna go out there, run 3 laps on scuffing tires, and then come in, change, and then have to go back out there and run another 7 laps, and then, like, never have a chance to kinda cool the car down, right? And so, for instance, I know a handful of people, they just put their race tires on, went out and scuffed their 10 laps, and then got back in and, sat their cars
That was
until
it.
yeah. And then all of a sudden, we went out and practiced. I think the bandos went next, the legends, and then we went next, and then the late models. And then all of a sudden they were like, "Super stocks, your final practice." Like, well, would have been kinda nice to know that, "Hey, you're gonna go dry the track, but you gotta be out there for 10 minutes, but we're gonna give you another practice for people that, wanna scuff or have an extra
Hmm.
practice." So
Hmm.
it would have been nice to kinda know ahead of time with that, but
So the communication factor is what would have been
a
a
little
little
bit
bit
nice.
appreciated at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
um, but, like, for us, it's like, in the GAMs, I don't know what, Legends did or, what the late models did, but, like, we went out and we're on new tires, so, like, "Okay, let's go give them a quick scuff, come in, change tires," since we had kinda did some setup changes. We needed to know what we needed on the what was going on with the car, so we went, scuffed, came back in, thankfully, Greg and his kids and his dad, they all chipped in to as soon as I came in, jacked up the car, had 3 or 4 people on it, changed tires, boom, right back out there. So, I would assume some people did the same thing, some people may have not. Some people might have wanted to try qualifying on stickers, but, you know, it's just that utilizing of time and then not knowing the communication that, "Oh, hey, you might get one more practice," or, "Hey, you got 15 minutes for practice," or 20 minutes, or, like, whatever, you know? It'd just been nice to kinda know, "Hey, super stacks, you're gonna go out there, run 10 laps, and then we're gonna start practice like normal, but everybody's gonna
Hmm.
get 1 practice session with 15 minutes apiece, 20 minutes apiece, whatever it may have been, and then super stocks, you're gonna get 1 final practice after everybody's done with."
Well, to your point, right? Like, it's just the communication factor to know what's going on, so that way everybody's on the same page,
Mhm.
and then you can in turn make a strategy for yourself and your team and get yourself prepared for the night. Because
Right.
I mean, normally you're counting on 2 or 3 practices, so you have a set plan going into those, and then you can't do anything about the weather. Okay,
Right.
whatever. But then, yeah, at least like, hey guys, this is what because of this, we're gonna adjust it to this schedule. Throw it out on Facebook. Like, say, hey, everybody check Facebook right now on the messenger or whatever. We updated
Mhm.
the schedule for the night. Here's the new schedule. Okay, cool. That's it. And it would have been done. It would have been over with, and there would have been no
Mhm.
questions about anybody. What are we doing? Are we going
Yeah.
to practice? Are we going to have practice? Are we qualifying?
Mhm.
What's the plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then you're right about qualifying. You could see some more clouds running. It's like, "Okay, let's get started. If we're gonna qualify, let's get going." And so the
Mm.
Super Sox went out and qualified. As soon as the GAMs got into staging, it started to kinda sprinkle, and then it just got a little bit worse. Not terrible, but
Yeah.
enough where the track color changed a little bit again, and the GAMs and, um, the late models didn't get to qualify. I think actually the Legends got to qualify, if I do remember correctly, yeah. Legends and then the, super stocks. what the most interesting part was, um, when we were sitting over in staging, I saw Jared Wall. I was like, "What are you doing back here?" He was, like, kinda directing people. All of a sudden, he's like, "We're gonna go 3 at a time for qualifying for the GAMS." And I'm like, "What? Are you kidding me? Like, there's only 16 of us. What do you need to do 3 at a time for?" And, so that was interesting, and all of a sudden, he was like, "Oh, no, 2. We're gonna do 2." It's like, "No, we're not gonna do anything. It's raining." Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna do. It was kind
Yeah.
of a funny little thing for the GAMS. We were sitting over and staging, and I don't know if CJ's having issues with carburetor or something or whatever, but we get over there and he's got his car running, and he was, like, letting it run the whole time while they were kind of, assessing the track. I mean, this is good, like, 10 minutes, and so, all of a sudden, he finally shuts off his car, and then you hear, like, 4 or 5 GAM guys around in the back and staging go, "Thank you, CJ."
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it was kinda funny, but
That's funny.
yeah, but from there, late models nor the GAMs got to qualify, so, the interesting thing is that then for our qualifying or lineups for the dashes, they went off practice times. And it's like,
Okay.
well, it just would have been nice to know, like, again, the communication, like before we started practicing, like, hey, everybody, we might get spurts here and there for your practice. If we don't get qualifying in, we're using your fastest lap time from practice, right? Would have been
Yeah.
nice to know
Yeah.
because,
Because in years past, they usually go based off of points, or usually it's points. So you kind of assume at that
well, and then the rule book, that's what
juncture.
it says. And then NASCAR rule
Yeah.
book, it says if there is no qualifying, it goes based, your lineup goes based off of points.
Points.
And so a lot of people thought that, but nope, that was not the case. So it's neither here nor there. It just would have been nicer to know that we would have pushed a little harder, or I would have stayed out
Hmm.
one more lap for scuffing and threw on a good race qualifying lap, because normally, and I don't know if what everybody else does, I don't really go full speed unless we absolutely have to, scuffing tires. So when we threw our old set of practice tires on, they're 100 laps old. So I'm not going to be running a 17.4 on 100 lap old tires. I mean, some other drivers might, but I don't.
A
So
la Ryan Jones,
a la Ryan Jones, yeah, the occasional Pink Fox and
the beard.
Hayden Gasser thrown in there, and Uncle Forrest can throw off a good lap here and there, and so but yeah, the communication just would have been nice because strategies would have been definitely different in my mind, and I'm sure there might be a lot of people that might think the same way, might not. I don't know, maybe they don't care, but just would have been nice.
Mm. Mm. No, I mean it's all good points, like what you're talking about in general. I think and it's tough on rain nights, and especially in Colorado because it can spur up any moment, and
Mhm,
that's where I agree. I think it's just it's the communication factor just has to be amplified to another level at that point, so everybody's on the same
mhm,
page. There's no questions, and people aren't getting upset in certain instances because there's just you don't know what the hell's going on.
right.
So
And now, when I say all this, it's in no way, shape, or form not saying that track is doing everything the best that they can possible. I'm sure they're doing, they were doing everything that they thought best possible for everybody in that sort of outcome. Just would have been nice to have that relayed to the drivers on top of them trying
mhm.
to make the best of the situation that they had.
Yeah, yeah, because yeah, again, you can't do anything about the rain. It's
Right.
just okay. Well, guys, sorry, this is what we're gonna do,
Mhm,
and it sucked because it was that's I did remember I did get to watch the dash race because we were sitting down in the infield after all the bando kids basically wrecked out of the race. They pulled us down to the infield and let another race go on. So I turned it on really quick to see what was going on, and I saw your guys' dash, and it had Scotty Scott and you and Cade Fox, and I'm like,
Wyatt.
yeah, Wyatt. I'm like, what the hell is like? How did this happen? Like, I
Just
didn't know that
drew it out of
qualifying
the
had
hat.
not. Yeah, I was. That's what I seriously thought. I was like, was there just like a draw a number and that's how we're doing it? Like, I was really random. So I was all confused.
What
And
we should have done was just, all right, everybody's gonna stand tallest to shortest, and then we're just gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2,
yeah,
and
split
that's the
them,
way your dashes are gonna be.
split them that way. Oh my god. Uh, I this would I there's multiple ways for this. Sorry, they should use the band app like in Vegas, easy and fast way to update everyone. I agree. Over where were we? We were when we were competing out at Nashville Fairgrounds, like a month ago. They just went over the intercom and said, "Hey, check Facebook." We updated it on Facebook. Like we're gonna let everybody know what goes on there. So keep up to date with our Facebook page. Okay,
Hmm,
cool. Like because the pits there, it's kind of crazy if you've never been there. It's actually split, so there's like a whole pits outside of the racetrack and inside. So we were parked outside the racetrack, so we had no clue, but you could hear the communication at least, and so we just paid attention there. And it's such a hike that it's like, oh, thank God they're at least communicating that way, so we knew what was going on
and thank God
as
you
it
had
was
spirit.
happening. Yeah, because remember it rained there too. Remember?
Mhm. It did.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, so outside of that, getting into a little bit of the night. Uh, great job by the Bando kids. Um, they had one issue from what I remember, or at least heard about from the girls communicating with all the other drivers through text message and whatnot. So I got some updates from there. I get the T, as Nora would call it.
Yeah.
I get the down low
I've
through
heard about
them.
the tea, and I'm just like, man,
The T.
tea nowadays is not tea for when I was a kid.
No, no, it's gossip, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the new word for it, which is totally outside my realm. I don't understand it. But
Yeah.
13 Bando kids started the main event for the Bandits, and Hayden Powers took the main event. So congratulations to him. And then in the Outlaws, it was Madison Stanley taking another win as well. So congratulations to her. Then, moving on to, like I said, we're going to kind of roll through this because there's some points that we wanted to kind of talk about, and especially with the Legends cars, because there was 31 of them, which is really good car count. I mean, that's a really good car count, 31. There was a couple things from that race. And I mean, by all means, you kind of, I don't know if you saw it, but I know you definitely heard about it on the parade lap before
Yeah.
the main event, what
Well,
happened.
to preface, legends go out on the track. Superstar or super stocks, almost said superstars. Yeah, the super stock superstars. They just rolled through uh, scaling, excuse me, and they were like, "Hey, gam guys, get ready to go," because obviously they're trying to get the night moving. Uh,
Mm,
so I didn't want to be one of those guys that was like lollygagging and last in scaling, right? So kind of like right when I thought that the legend cars were going to start, thinking that, yeah, I feel I have a good feeling for the night for the legends. I'm going to just start getting ready, especially I had to get new earphones. So I was like trying to tape everything up and, just get comfortable. And all of a sudden, it just seemed like they were parade lapping forever. And all of a sudden, somebody comes up to me and was like, yeah, you might want to get out of your car. I'm like, why? Well, they're already wrecking on the parade lap. So if that's the indication of what's going to go on tonight, um, you're gonna be sitting in your car for a while. I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, what happened?" Um, I didn't hear from anybody that actually, like, physically saw what happened, but, like, I went back on the broadcast, and I can't remember the 2 drivers that had gotten into each other, but you can just see on their front straightaway camera leading out of turn 4 to the start finish line, you can see, like, the center of 3 and 4, and it just looked like cars were trying to, with 31 cars, it takes forever to get them all out on the track, right? So, like, as cars are trying to catch up to the rear of the field to get the pace car, it just looks like 2 cars not paying attention, or somebody didn't know somebody was coming on the inside or whatever, and someone's scuffing tires, someone's trying to speed up to get to their spot, and bam, just hit each other and boom, off into turn 3 and 4 wall. So, not sure who it was. I'm not gonna say anything bad about them other than pay attention. Like, I know it's kinda hard.
Well,
You're not thinking anybody's gonna come in on your inside, but, like, something that could have just been avoided in my mind,
well,
you know?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, is it a wild instance? Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
does it happen all the time? No. Uh, is it something that needs to be fixed? I, who knows, right? Like, it's just like it's one of those shake your head moments. Like,
Mhm.
holy God, like
Throw up
what
Jenny's
the hell?
throw up Jenny's comment
Uh,
here. Super sucks
which
sat
one?
in staging the Jenny's last one
Oh,
here.
okay.
Super sucks sat in staging for 30 minutes plus. I think Justin took a nap and had me call him when there was 10 laps left.
Oh my God.
That's pretty much how that went with the legend cars. They got stacked up, went green. I think lap 1, boom, incident, 2 or 3 cars. Got green again, boom, incident, through 2 or 3 cars. Finally got a
Yeah,
green, went like 6 laps, boom, 2 or 3 cars. Uh, and then I think they went green, and then again going down the back straightaway. I think Captain Chaos, he's finally starting to accept his moniker and had a little bit of chaos going on. I think he just got way loose coming out of 2 and got in, and he was like in 3rd place, so he got into the I think it was Daryl Stewart, got into him right in front of the whole field. I don't know how many cars that took out. I think it was like at least 4 or 5. And it was just like, "Oh my god, can we just cut the laps?" And then I think they finally, yeah, after, like, the 5th incident where they had to tow off, like, 3 or 4 cars apiece, um, finally got cut the laps, and they went green, white, checkered. I don't think they had any incidents after that with the green, white, checkered, but, little Austin Steinke, uh, when I think I overheard A-Rod, uh, on the intercom say, that was his 7th win on the year? 6th or 7th? I
something
thought
like that. Yeah,
I heard
six.
that.
I think I know it's minimum. I think six, something like that. I'm sure he'll probably let us know here in one
Yeah.
moment. But yeah, it, the Legends cards. There's nights where they have such a good night and no issues, and they'll go green to checkered and no problems at all, and it's really
Mhm.
good racing. And then there's nights like this one where it's just complete pandemonium and they get their laps cut. What was it last year? It was what night was that? The Spears tour that came
Yeah.
through, the Cars tour,
Was
remember?
that there?
And they only did like 10 laps because they
8.
exceeded time. Yeah, 8 laps, right? They exceeded
Mhm.
time because they kept wrecking at each other, and it's just like
Mhm.
holy god. And it's at least once a year, at minimum once a year, that you have one of those instances of just I don't know, guys and gals driving over their head or whatever, who knows. But I mean, it
Look at that.
sucks for them because you go out there to race, you spend all that money going out there, and you can't get it together. And not only because of the rain, you got laps taken away, you know, and then
Right?
the main event's cut. So you went out there, spent all that money, and you only got to run what, like 20 laps total for the night, 25
Yeah.
laps. You
I
know,
like, Jenny and Greg's comments about going through GoPros. My video is total of 58 minutes, 48 in staging, 10 minutes to run the super stock main. Yep, that was that's felt about right.
yeah, no kidding. Seriously, I mean that's crazy, and that sucks because I mean nothing you can do as a track other than just be like pull your heads out of your asses and put on a
Mhm.
show. And then yeah, you're sitting back there in your car for that long waiting and
Yeah.
staging. Thank God it wasn't 106 degrees. That would have sucked,
Austin's
right?
5th win, I believe. Okay.
Fifth win, I believe. Okay,
So
cool.
so I would love to have heard Race Monitor, um, going on with I don't know if the super stocks and the legends, they run the same frequency, but I can only imagine whoever was on it yelling at everybody.
That's that's exactly what it sounds like. Seriously, because I've had the race monitor or receiver on, before and listen in, and it is so sometimes it's so muffled, and it's like they're yelling into the microphone.
Mhm.
You see memes and social media videos out there all the time of people talking about that. What it sounds like in my ears after
Right.
drop of the green flag. Yeah,
Yeah.
so funny, so funny, and it's
Uh,
so true. Like it's absolutely true.
right.
It's not even a joke. It's not even profiling at that point.
It's pretty sad that some of the super stock guys are got out of their car and staging to go watch all the, wrecking that the legend cars were doing.
I mean, you might as well at least make it a little bit more entertaining.
Right.
But I
So
know that after that race, there was a protest that happened because uh, they made a comment about it on the
mhm,
social media page for CNS for like the tech stuff and whatnot. Um, Austin Steinke's car was protested for the back windshield, and they deemed it that he was legal and stuff like that. But the comments and stuff that from that post alone was just it was entertaining. I mean, it's theater at that point.
yeah.
I got to give a shout out to our good friend Mr. Shusho, who was talking about protesting an 11-year-old, and I don't mind challenging Kyle at all because I love the guy. He's such a good guy. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, he's a really
Who's
great guy. But I mean, even though he's 11, it doesn't matter. I mean, it was a 14-year-old kid who protested an 11-year-old. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. You're competing. It's going to happen whether
you
you're
can laugh
11, 40, 30, 25.
you
If
can
they
laugh
think you're illegal, they think you're illegal.
right,
So
you can laugh just as hard as, "Oh, you're gonna protest a seven-year-old man running a modified who can't see, can't
yeah,
hear."
yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, you could say that about anybody. I mean, heaven forbid somebody protests forest.
Right. Oh my god.
You see,
You
right?
wrote right, I wanna get to that, so don't let me forget his post-race comments, 'cause that was funnier than all hell, Uncle Forrest. I loved it,
Oh,
but
yeah, that was great.
well,
That
let's
was
move
great.
on to the super stock race.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, with all the pandemonium that the legends had, super stocks went out and ran a great race. Um, sitting and
Best show of the
staging
night.
yeah, went out and stage I was sitting staging, and all of a sudden, Mike gets up, he's like, "There's 10 laps to go in this race." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I just got to staging." Like, "Damn, they're doing good," and, going back and kinda watching it on low budget, there was, no shortage of action within that, um,
No,
green to checkered. I mean, nobody really took it and ran with it, right? There was
no.
battles for lead, battles for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, all the way back to, like, the end of the field, it looked like. It was just great racing, hard close door racing, and, fun to watch, go back and watch. I wish I could have been a little bit further up in staging to kinda see it unfolding out on the track instead of sitting behind some billboards, but, hats off
Well, like
to oh, go ahead.
as I was going to say, I mean, because I caught the last probably 10, 12 laps of that race.
Mhm,
And by that point, yeah, the top five, they were super focused. The camera was super focused on the top five, and they were right there, neck and neck. You had
mhm.
Greg and both the betas and Brett Cave. You know what I mean? Like it was,
Father
they
and
were
son
all
put on a good show this weekend, by the way.
they did. They put on a really good show. They were neck and neck with each other, and Brett Cave talked about it in his post race, which I'm glad he spoke up about that because it was a really good point. I mean, it's father son duo. You don't see that very often. I
Mm-mm.
mean, I know we've had quite a few father and son duos over the past, but none that really they have raced with each other that consistently
Mhm.
especially over the course of the last handful of years and whatnot. But
Mhm.
but they both did a phenomenal job, and and then Brett he made a move on Jordan with a few laps to go, probably a handful, and then he got passed again by Jordan. Did a crossover move on him,
Mm-hmm.
and then with like 2 laps to go, I think Brett 2 or 3 laps to go, Brett got back by him, and then ended up taking the win. But it was a great race. I mean, solid side by side racing.
Yeah.
Um, not getting into each other. Like, I don't know how many times we've talked about it on the show about those guys and that specific group of doing close side by side battling and never touching each other, never having any major issues, and just putting on a really good show.
They're touching each other, but it's nothing like, uh
Not running each other over.
yeah, right. It's
Yeah.
nothing disrespectful.
No.
It's just every inch counts.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that was it. And nobody's giving an inch, and they're pushing the cars hard, but nobody's barreling it into a corner and drilling somebody and knocking them up the racetrack. And you know what I mean? You don't see
Mhm.
any of that within that division. I mean, they might get you a little loose. I mean, somebody like Chris Cox, who loves to use his bumper,
Yeah,
he doesn't do it um,
maliciously.
maliciously. Right? That's a great word.
Yeah,
Great word. So
yeah,
yeah, hats off to them. It was a great race. I thought they did a great job. No
yeah.
issues, no post race issues or nothing like that. So
Mhm.
that was good. But
Yeah.
moving on to the GAMs, I want to talk about the main event as a whole first, and then we can talk about the other issues that came outside of what you saw. Well, part of it, what you saw on the racetrack itself,
Well,
because there was a lot to dispel there.
to start off, I'm sure a lot of you that were there Saturday in the pits, or at least on the south side of the pits, on the other side of staging or concession stand tech area. Because I got to premise this to start, and then we'll talk about what was put on Facebook. So with the, mm,
Well, talk
with
about the main event first, and then we
well,
can
I know
talk
that.
about those parts.
Well, I just want to say that the reason why Cade Fox didn't start the main event. You want me to
Well,
say
I
that?
mean, yeah, but we can get into that. But what I'm
Okay.
talking about is just like, let's
Oh, yeah.
talk about the race,
Cade Fox
and
did.
then
Yeah.
yeah,
But I mean, green to checkered. Again, 2 races in a row. Modifieds, we did a great job. Um, there were some good battles going on, and then it just got strung out, and it was just kinda follow the leader at that point. There was a couple passes here and there mid-pack, kinda up to the front a little bit. But goddamn, Uncle Forrest, man, I don't know where he started. I wanna say he started 7th, 6th, somewhere in there. Um,
I think it was the third row. I think
yeah,
is where he started,
maybe, yeah,
but
but
he made it to the front
he
quickly.
made it to the
Like
front quick,
there was
and then,
there was no
you
doubt.
hear A-Rod on the, intercom. He's like, "This is just uncanny. He's almost stretched his lead to a 4-second lead. Let's see." And, like, it was, like, lap by lap with, like, 3 to go. He was, like, watching lap times and watching the intervals. I don't know if maybe after, with 3 to go, maybe his wife got on the radio and was like, "You got a 4-second lead. There's no reason to push the car," I don't know, because he, like, lost a 10th or so, like, the last couple of laps, but, I mean, he was damn near a 10th away from putting a 4-second lead on 2nd place in that main event, and just, I mean, was on rails with that car. Fastest hands in the West, man, and he's putting them to
Fastest hands in the West.
good use, man. Holy cow. What a
Love
race.
that.
But other than that, um,
I
just like
forgot that I forgot that he was leading the race at one point because
he
he
was
was so
so
far in
far
front.
ahead. Yeah.
Well, and they didn't have the camera on him, and they had
Mhm,
it from like fourth to back to basically where you were at.
mhm,
That whole, because everybody was right there together. There was
mhm.
no passing going on really. There was no much of anything going on to like of substance because everybody just got in line. And
Yeah, I think the
again,
majority of
I don't
that
know if it's
happened in, like, the first 10 laps, and then, I mean, like,
that was it.
Wyatt and, oh gosh, Scotty got a couple of positions here and there late in the race, but yeah, it was like after lap 10, it just was like single file, almost like a Daytona race in the middle of the race, like, kinda just trying to make it to the to the end.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it was kind of a dud of a race. Like it wasn't really exciting or anything like that. So it just went green to checkered. I mean, congratulations because there was no torn up race cars, which is
Mhm.
nice to see. But yeah, the ass whooping that that man put on the field was
Yeah,
impressive because yeah, he took off and he was gone.
yeah.
And
Well, and
like you said, the interview afterwards
oh my god.
was hilarious.
And
It was awesome.
if nobody heard or mama said chill, how about that 3 car? Um,
He did great too.
oh yeah, Jeremiah, yeah. Uh,
Jeremiah did phenomenal job.
mhm. Yeah, and it's kinda nice to have a little bit of a
Parody.
f well, a little bit of flip with the lineup, right? If it's always the same,
Hmm.
you're seeing kind of the same people up front, or at least in the top 8, and then he got his chance to kinda be up front to start the race, and he made something of it, right? And, it's just nice that when you finally I mean, even like Kirk Hunter a couple weeks ago, he got to start on the pole and had a pretty good finish. I do believe he had a pretty good finish that night, but Jeremiah Hill started what, on the pole and ended up finishing what, 2nd or 3rd? I think
Third,
it's
finished third. And I
oh,
think
faster
track
from 2nd. That's right.
track position is such a huge thing in those cars specifically with the way the tires are and everything else. And
Mhm,
so where you start is very very vital.
mhm.
Unless you're Forrest Smith, it doesn't matter where you start. You're just going to go to the front. But
Right,
it does play a big part for a good portion of the field is where you start.
yeah,
And it showed. I mean, you get a good chance to run up front, and he Kelly. I mean, you still got to go drive the race car, and you still got to stay there. So,
yeah,
um, hats off to him because he did a really good job.
yeah, but that post-race interview, that was hilarious. For anybody that didn't hear it, Forrest Smith was talking to A-Rod, and he was like, I finally starting to feel myself again, my former self and where I should be at. He's finally, I finally got my setup and I finally got me back, right? And it's feeling good. And a couple weeks ago I won and I got into tech and I was, it takes me a while to get out of the car. Got out of the car and was sitting there on the door and I just hear somebody, about 30 yards away or something. He's like, "God damn, that number 69 car's cheating." And he's like, "Really? Really? I'm cheating?" He's like, "Can a guy just have a good night or a good couple of races because he's found himself, found a setup and is running hard?" And funniest thing ever, he's using his feet. That's why he's cheating. He's using his feet. Oh my god. And then he did that on the car. Oh my god.
But
Funniest
oh, it was so
interview
great,
of all time.
so great. I mean, define light in that too.
Right.
I commend him and uh, nothing but admiration after that comment because that
Yeah,
was awesome.
that
That
was
was awesome.
like, uh,
But it's so true. I mean,
yeah.
you, look at Travis Rowe in the truck. He found lightning in a bottle, and it
Mhm.
happens. There's a lot of people that um, Aaron, the 22 modified out at Owasso. What's his name? Aaron Taylor. That one year, the second year at Owasso, when after they repaved it, he won like 8 races that year and hasn't really had the same success since. I mean,
Mhm.
there's just times where people you find a setup and you just have a really good year. Jared Wall, he had that. What was that? 22. Remember, he won like 4 out of the first 5 races in the figure eights.
Well,
You
there's
know,
years where he
do you
wins every
remember that? Yeah. I mean, there's just times where you just figure it out and you find it.
Mhm.
So, I mean, yeah, it doesn't mean everybody's cheating or make accusations and all that bullshit. Just
Well, I don't
whatever.
think it was
But
so much accusations more than that person just being funny over in tech.
true. But still. But still.
Yeah, but
But
still.
anyways,
But
but good job.
yeah.
Now to the post race of that specific race. I want to speak to it because that was an announcement that was made. But the 2 car of Steve Rodenbaugh was put on probation and was charged like $150, I think is what it said
Mhm.
for dumping the 68 car after the races were over. And I remember watching that part of the race because they did have the camera on him. And Wyatt was aggressive and got to him and got up underneath him. And I mean, I hate to say this, but Steve, yeah, gave him a bump and run, but Steve's done that same thing to a lot of people too. So, I mean, I'm sure he probably got pissed. Yeah, I mean, he's done it, and we've all had our instances where we've done something like that, and sure you might get pissed, but I've never in my wildest dreams ever thought about going up and speeding down the back stretch and just drilling the shit out of somebody because I was mad in the race car. Never thought about doing that. Dumped the kid after the race was over. So, they put him on probation.
Turn him sideways. Like you can see actually on the low budget film after the race is over, they kind of went to the wide shot, and you just see him come out of turn 2, and you can even hear him just full speed all the way down the back straightaway. And you can even hear somebody in the tower go, "Oh, wow, what was that?" or something like that. Like you could hear somebody like say something after it happened. And so it wasn't like somebody just he was just, right there, and then boom, just tried to give him a little nudge. Like it was straight up, "I'm coming for you."
Yeah, 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 and I mean, yeah, just completely all uncalled for at that point. And do I think the penalty suited the? I mean, I don't know. It's tough to say. I probably think it probably should sit for a race for that one. Because yeah, to me, that's just something you just don't do. Like that's if the race is over. What I mean, I know a lot of people they're taking off their gloves and stuff at that point in the race too. You know what I mean? They're unbuckling, like loosen up their seat belts and stuff. Like you shouldn't, but a lot of people do. A lot of people in that instance do that. Look at the NASCAR guys. I mean, half the time they're already got their helmet off and stuff after the race is over.
Yeah.
And go get run over like that. You can get somebody hurt pretty hardcore doing that shit. So
right.
But yeah, so speaking to now with the 51 car, this is why I kind of entitled the night is full moon question mark, because there was a lot of craziness that just happened throughout the entire night, which is why we're kind of speaking to a lot of this and not necessarily just the racing. Because go ahead, and you saw it firsthand about what happened in the tech area.
So for everybody that
the unsportsmanlike conduct, 15-yard penalty.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just keep it that.
Yeah.
the 51 car it smokes, right? It's weird because it only happens through the corners, and it's just like little spurts. Like and they swear it's been one of those things, they've gone through the car, nothing's leaking oil, blah blah blah. And so they figured it was like fuel, unburnt fuel coming through the headers, and just spraying out the headers. And they're just not getting any flame, like, for everybody out there seeing back, like a backfire from like the Yaki boys. um they blow a lot of flame with their cars, but they've been told you got to fix it. So they apparently changed their header. They did like a Jace Hansen kind of thing, and it stuck out like way outside the door. Apparently they said it fixed it. Well, in the heat race, lap 1, turn 1 in the regular dash, uh, there was an incident, boom, spun out car, and he was trying to avoid it, bam, got up on the side of a car, and I guess it broke that header piece off, or the exhaust piece off. So he comes back on the track, and then I guess it was just smoking like crazy, like bad. So then when we rolled into tech after the dashes, I saw it plain as day. Tim Canada went and wiped his hand on the inside of his car, and I mean, it came out black. It was black. So there's a lot of soot and probably oil or something going on inside that car. And I don't know exactly what the words were said, but Cade got out of his car. Tim said something, showed his hand, like, "Hey, it's black. It's oil. You need to fix it." And it must have just sent Cade off. It lit a fire in him, and apparently started saying some stuff. His dad and his grandpa came over, told him to shut up. He didn't shut up. Um, and there was yelling back and forth, and all of a sudden, um, Tim kind of like walked away, and he told the rest of the modified drivers, "Hey, you're all good. You guys can go." Like, didn't even check anything on all of our cars. We just rolled into tech, and then this is going on. So he jumps in his car, starts it up, and when I mean peels out, did a complete burnout out of tech around the scaling wall, and then decided to speed up pit road all the way back to his pit. And I'm sure anybody that was there from, like I said, the south side of tech, I'm sure saw it, but just started barreling up pit road, going all bad out of hell crazy, right? Well, that didn't sit well with the track, didn't sit well with um, techs or tech area. Apparently, some hand gestures were displayed toward officials as well, and they deemed you're done for the night, so they sent him home. Um, Cade came up to us afterwards and said some stuff. I don't know if he's going to keep to that or not. I have a hard time
I
believing, but what
I would leave that to them, but
I'm not going to
what
say.
what
I'm not going to say anything.
yeah,
But he was deemed to park the car for the night and just go ahead and leave. So that's what happened, and that's what he did. And that's what was on Facebook, was that they sent him home for the night for his actions leaving tech, and gestures and words that were said. So I'm not.
yeah, the 15-yard penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, that was yeah, that
Look,
was. Well, I'm trying to
I
think of that
mean,
penalty that gets you thrown out of a game for no, for something dumb. And that was the penalty of doing something dumb
um,
and getting thrown out of the track.
thank you, Mariah, for bringing up this point because this is exactly what I was going to talk about. My partner saw him almost drill two little kids going down pit road, and that's the exact danger from that. You cannot do that shit.
Yep.
There's you emotions aside, you get pissed off, whatever the case may be. You can scream and yell, call somebody a mother effer, whatever you want to do. That's fine. But the
Mhm.
fact that you screamed out of the pit road and did a burnout and then went barreling down pit road doing like 35 mile an hour, hell no. We
Yeah.
already saw one kid get hit last year um, by a truck. If you remember that instance, somebody already got hit, and then you just put how many other people in danger?
And
To me, park for the night is definitely not enough for that kind of like throwing a temper tantrum like that. You
mhm,
championship or not, I don't give a shit. You get to reap what you sow when it comes to your actions. And if you're going to pull some stunt like that, you're done for the year.
mhm,
Championship or I don't care if you're the leader. I don't care if you're a last place driver. You pack your stuff and don't come back for that kind of instance. You're going to endanger people's lives because you want to throw a hissy fit.
yeah,
Nope.
yeah,
Especially if it was my kid standing there or something. Hell no.
yeah. Well, and then you got
Hell
people
no.
standing over in tech, all around his car, and heaven forbid, nobody was actually going through, like, the staging area, because usually at that point, there's cars going through staging area. Had he not been paying attention, or somebody was coming down pit road to go to staging, boom, hits the car. On top of that, all of that factors into just just don't be stupid. That's just it, simple as that, you know?
Yeah.
And, yeah, especially with kids in the pits, there is no need to throw a hissy fit and then go barreling down, speeding down pit road because 'cause you're pissed off. Like,
Which yeah, I mean, there's any given night, there's a lot of kids around in the pit area. But then on a bando night, it's even double that much,
yeah,
right? Like you got kids everywhere and
mhm,
running around and doing all that sort of. And shoot, how many times have we seen just people walking down pit road not paying attention?
yeah,
And heaven forbid, yeah, you hit a fan or something.
mhm,
I mean, holy shit, just
yeah,
just crazy. But I mean, I know it said that he was parked for the night, but I hope they rebuttal that and they go back and be like, and set a precedence, right? Like I know if you're worried about car count, I'm just assuming if that's the conversation that's going on behind the scene, well, we don't, whatever. screw that. You're the integrity and everything like that. And setting a precedence is far more important here. And a couple of these incidents that happened that specific night than it is to worry about them showing back up. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah, you don't do that shit.
So then my question is, how do you hit somebody, regardless who it is, a kid especially? How do you hit somebody? What's your penalty then? You know what I mean? So like if
Yeah,
you're like you're saying like you need to set a precedence. Well, what if he actually did hit somebody? So like, okay, well theoretically he didn't hit anybody. He was speeding down pit road. Blah blah blah. Well, yeah, it's not allowed. That is a zero tolerance thing, and it's always put on the intercom and always talked about in drivers' meetings. Uh,
yeah,
Slow down in the pits. Do not be that idiot that gets a penalty for speeding in pit, down the pits for no for any reason at all.
yeah.
And say he hits somebody, hits a kid, and what happens then? What if like I know everybody signs a waiver um, when they get in the track,
But
but
that can't be your fallback.
that
You
can't
know
be
what I
your
mean?
fallback, right? Like,
Yeah,
anything can happen, and you can sue for about anything. There's ways, I'm
yeah,
sure there's ways around certain things on waivers that, you know, because this guy decided to go speeding down pit road and, somebody was out of the way, but he, hit somebody because he was pissed off. I'm sure there's ways around it that
yeah,
that it would put more hurt to your dollar than losing a car for the year
yeah,
because you told
yeah,
them this is unacceptable. Don't come back the rest of the year.
yeah. I agree. I agree. So I mean, um, looking into the final race of the night, the late models. I did get a chance. I don't know if you got to watch that specific race or not, or if you went back and watched it, but just
I
a
was
super un. Go ahead.
I got out of the car talking and got a beer, and I instantly went down to the 55 because I kind of cut down on him, and he rightfully gave me a good
Kinda.
bumper and got sideways. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I stuck my hand out the window, to wave at him after I got the car settled, like, "Hey, my bad." And so, like, I went down to, tell him I'm sorry, it was nothing intentional, and he was all cool about it, and he was like, "I just wanna know, did you flip me off or were you waving at me?" I was like, "No, no, no, no. No, no, no. That was completely 110% my fault. I was not flipping you off. I was waving at myself, flipping myself off at that point." So,
Has
uh,
he seen the size of your hands, dude? There's a
well,
distinction between the oven mitt and the one finger salute. I mean,
yeah,
your dude, your
but
hands are
but when you're wearing
4
white
inches
gloves
long.
and you just see a hand come out the window,
Oh
and
yeah, that's
with
true.
all the adrenaline and trying to not run each other over, I'm sure it was kinda like he just saw the flash of the hand and didn't really know. So, but he was all cool with it. But what I was
That's
gonna
so
say
funny.
is as I was walking down to his pit, all of a sudden, I hear the green flag of the late models, and then all of a sudden you just hear, "Ooh," smoke everywhere, boom,
Oh
boom,
yeah,
boom, boom. It was like, "Oh, shit," and then you hear A-Rod, "Oh, 5 cars, half the field's involved in that one," like, "Oh, shit, really?
yeah.
Damn it."
Because there was 12 of them that started the main event, and it was Mariah Boudreau on the outside, and it was the 12th car of Adam Rowe on the inside. And they took the green flag and they went through turn one, totally fine. Coming off of two, you could see it. The 12 car just got way tight and just
Oh, yeah,
throttled down to try and keep pace
right
with the
past it.
17 car. And and boom, he just got up into her because the car was just so tight at that point, and just I don't know if he lifted or he lifted at the last second, but just got into her. They both got sideways right in front of the whole field, and then it was just an accordion effect. Brent Cave was driving the what is it, the '98 car again. Meisner, poor Tessa Marine ended up bending her rear end. I mean, I don't think it was malicious by any standard, right? I don't think
It's
it
a
was. It was just somebody pushing the car beyond its limits,
Yeah,
and
I wouldn't even call it a mistake.
fortunate was
It's a racing thing that, you know, yeah, you're trying to get the lead, start the
yeah,
race, and just something that wasn't you weren't expecting coming out of turn 2.
yeah, and somebody who's not normally on the front row. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? So doing everything they can to get out front and try to gain a lead and lead some laps and stuff. So yeah, I don't think it was anything bad or malicious or anything. It just sucked that it happened lap one and it was the front row because it just
Mhm.
accordion effect the whole thing and bent up a couple race cars, a couple of them. Ryan Newey, he was involved in that. Yeah, like I said, Tessa was involved in that. I think McChrista got into bendered somebody a little bit. So yeah, there was a few race cars that got torn up from that whole incident, and it was just unfortunate. But after that, it was a pretty decent race. Um, you know, some some good racing going on. I think Brent got out into the lead, and then Meisner ended up catching him and getting around him, and then just kind of walked away with it. And there was just more of the battles going on behind them than anything else. But yeah, I mean, so they had 12 of them, not terrible, um, and not a bad race overall. After that, it's just a really unfortunate incident that happened on
Yeah.
just lap one. So,
Yeah. It's a
but
couple of
congrats to Eric Meisner. I mean, what's that like number 12 on the year?
yeah,
Seems like
something.
dude's just rolling. At this
I
point, it's funny listening to his interviews. It's like he's totally ran out of things to say, and great job by A Rod for trying to just keep the conversation going with the guy. But
uh-huh.
it's kind of like a broken record at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Oddly enough, I mean, nothing against him. It just his interviews are. It's
He
like,
just
oh,
keeps
you're back here again.
hearing something funny and being like, "Yeah, I just don't know what to do with my hands."
Yeah, something. Yeah, you bring
Or, like, grab the
and he,
microphone and, "The car was real good. It turned out good."
there's a challenge,
Just
Meisner. If you're watching,
say
you
thank
got
you.
to do something entertaining the next interview.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
seriously, like, just to see what A-Rod would do, right? Like, "Your car was real good. Turned real
car's
good.
real good. Yeah.
Thank
Oh,
thank thank
it
you."
was funny,
Yeah.
but yeah, congrats to him. Did a good job. I do think that's like win number like 7 or 8 or something like that on the
Yeah.
season for him. So uh, yeah,
I know
another
Tessa's
instance
got
of
I know Tessa's got one. I don't know who else might have another one, but, at least he didn't get them all. I know that.
was it well earlier in the season I think it was Caleb. I think Caleb Johnson had one.
Mm-mm.
I'm trying to remember back at the season as a whole. There's so many races I've seen at this point.
No,
Just
Caleb I don't think
they're
Caleb
all blurred.
Johnson ever got a win this year.
No,
Oh.
I
Oh, he is
hate
watching.
interviews,
I hate interviews.
dude. You got to do
He
something.
is watching.
You got to switch
He
it up.
now that he's watching, we we had a unfortunate incident with one of our, wheel studs in the left rear. So I'm going around asking some people if they got a stud, and he had one, and we were just kinda chit-chatting real quick, and he said that he wasn't even really expecting to race Saturday night. He was up in
Oh,
the mountains doing some stuff, and, um, last minute was like, "I'm gonna go racing." So wherever he was, way up in the mountains, like 2.5 hours away from his house, drives down, goes to his house, gets the car loaded, gets everything done. I think he said he was up till, like, 2 or 3 in the morning, something like that. Went to bed real quick
woof.
and, woke up, came right to the racetrack, from Springs, wherever he lives up in the Springs. It's hour and a half away. Comes up, races. He was like, "I gotta basically, as soon as I get out of here, or as soon as we're done, I gotta get out of here and go all the way back to Colorado Springs, you know, put the trailer away and grab some stuff and go back up to the mountains, get his camper and stuff." And I think he said he was doing stuff for work too. So he was like, I got
Jesus.
like a 4.5 hour ordeal of driving after the race just to go back to what I was doing, minus the fact of unloading and then loading and then getting to where I need to go and all that stuff. Taylor Park got home at 2 a.m. to load up. Wow. So he was up later than that. So that's like 4 or 5 o'clock. Wow.
Yeah, that's a long
I'm
night.
I'm
That's a
surprised
really
you're
long
still
night.
awake at this point, and it's Tuesday. Damn.
Oh, yeah.
How
Oh,
did it
thank
feel
you.
afterwards? What time did you leave
Yeah,
the track, and then what time did you get back to Taylor Park is what I wanna know.
That's crazy. Hey, that's dedication though. Hats off, because that's definitely not easy. Sunday would be the horrible day, I think. Saturday, you're just your adrenaline's going from the race and winning or whatever, and okay, whatever. But
Is that right?
Sunday,
I need to
dead.
learn how to drive better.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. You did pretty good on
Yeah.
Saturday night, going from a super stock winning and then jumping in that thing and not almost pulling off a win. Um, that's no easy feat. But I mean, good job by everybody. Uh, outside of a couple boneheaded moves, uh, and unfortunate for Legends cars, the ones that got torn up. But it was fun to watch. I mean, I had a good time watching a lot of those races on on the tube again. Saturday, I mean, yeah, like I said, we're still not situated fully, so I'm working a lot out of the trailer, working on the kids' cars and trying to get them faster. The competition out here is just, it's so crazy and it's stout for the bandoleros. And so I was up at the racetrack at 9:30 in the morning pulling cars out, and it was like 100 degrees outside and just no wind, no nothing. It was dead heat. I was sweating my face off, dude.
Oh,
I think I lost like 10 pounds easy, um, easily. And so I'm working on the kids' cars, and then they go out for practice. Addie lost a clutch bolt, so I'm having and wanted to change gears, so I'm changing gears, doing all this and that, changing caster in the cars, and I mean I was dying. So, but so they go out and uh, they had 15 laps. They didn't. It took them 25 minutes to run one lap because they would wreck, or one of the kids, the leader, would jump the start. They threw the yellow flag like 3 times on the leader, and I'm just like yelling. I'm like, just let him go, for
that
God's
is
sakes.
nice.
You let him loose. So they finally did, and the two front cars got into each other, watered up like 6 of them. I'm gonna post the video of Addie's GoPro here this week, but she got a bird's eye view of it. Man, there was just bandos everywhere, like right in front of her. And
Oh,
her and Nora did a really good job of navigating through traffic, didn't hit anything. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Well, there was like 14 or 15 that started the race. There was 6 by that part. So they had such a cleanup. They didn't have enough wreckers to clean up all the cars at one time. So they had to do it in parts. Took them like 35 minutes to clean up the dang bandos. So they parked the bandos and then let a Legends race go, and then they were going to run the bandos afterwards. So I was stuck down on the infield. Mind you, it's 100 degrees outside. I have like no water, no nothing. I'm dying. And so they let the bando kids go, and they made like 6 or 7 laps, and Addie and Nora were fighting each other for 6th and 7th, I think, at that point. So they were at the back of that field, but they were keeping up with the field. I was proud of them. And poor Nora, she was pushing hard and spun out right in front of Addie, and Addie drilled her. So, of course, then the next incident was my 2 drivers getting into each other, and I'm just like, oh my god, like,
damn it.
of course this would happen, but they did a good job, and they ended up finishing 6th and 7th. Nora did really good. She ended up finishing the race. She was fine and just bent the bumper all to hell, but yeah,
The
I'll
text
post the
messages.
in car of it.
Yeah, the text messages that ensued from our family chat asking how the
Oh
races
god.
went after that was, quite entertaining. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. You were too
Yeah.
close. I spun out and you were too close and you hit me. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thinking
like,
they did it on purpose. Yeah.
yeah, like,
Wrecking each
sweetheart,
other.
it's racing. There you're gonna be it could have been
Not
somebody else.
not only is it kids, but it's 2 sisters racing each other. So it's just like the
Twins on
estrogen.
top of it.
Dear God.
Yeah. Quite
So
the
that was our
entertainment
weekend.
after the races were over, looking at the text messages, and I'm just sitting there laughing. I'm like, obviously,
Holy
Dad
cow.
didn't, say, "When you guys are around each other, don't take each other out."
Dude, I tell them all the time, give each other some room. Like, you can race each other, just don't wreck each other. But it was an unfortunate event. Like you
Yeah.
said, Nora
I
was
mean,
just pushing hard, and car got
spinning.
tight, and she just,
Yeah.
yeah, she got tight coming off a 4, and then just put too much wheel input into it and just whoop. spun around right in front of her. And poor Eddie had nowhere to go. She went up in the air and boom, came down, broke the whole right front, something like that.
Oh, damn it.
So I got my work cut out for me. These Bando cars, I tell you, man. There's two of my happiest days. I will say this about those cars. Two of my happiest days is the day I bought them and the day I'm getting rid of them.
Crown Vics, here we come.
Yeah, Crown Vic.
Here they come, I should say.
Here they come. Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
you got anything else? Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody got any questions out there in podcast land they want to talk about? I mean, we got a little bit of time here. So
yeah, there is something kind of funny that I want to say. So there's a particular person that we nonchalantly don't name on the podcast. Has to do with the track. And drives around on a golf cart. And we're at the track, we're all, just waiting around, and me and Mike are sitting there, and I was like, "Oh, hey, look, here he comes." And me and him, like, it's uncanny how Mike and I's brain are like entwined. Like, we have this like ESPN the Ocho link going on. And we both looked at each other and we're like, boo. And we just started laughing. And I think mom came in and she's like, "Who are you booing?" I'm like, "No, we didn't say boo. We're like, ooh, or woo." So our running joke going forward is every time this particular person drives by, we're gonna go, "Ooh."
you
And
guys are
somebody
dumb.
asked, "Are you doing something?" No, we said ooh or woo. Yeah. Mike just texted me and reminded me just woo is all the text message sent. So I figured I should probably say something because yeah, if all of a sudden you just hear ooh coming out of the 89 pit, you'll kind of know
You'll
why.
know why now.
Maybe
Welcome the whole
it'll become like
podcast
a
to the
viral,
inside joke.
yeah, maybe it'll become a viral like meme within the track. Just every
Oh my
time this
god.
particular person goes by, just go woo, and then all
Yeah.
of a sudden he's all looking around like, "Why is everybody booing me?"
Oh, okay. Well, we do have a question. What are you going to do when they both need a big car? Cry? Um, no, I mean, so our kind of plan right at the moment is they'll be 13 next year, going on 14, and let them run bandos for one more year, run the Outlaws, and I want to buy a Crown Vic this off season. I just want to buy one of them. And so for next season, as they go through the full season in the bandos, get the Crown Vic ready, put a seat in it fit for them, and just let them go test, go run it out. There's so many dirt tracks out here, it's crazy. Let them go run on the dirt times, practice, and let them run it like you know Veteran Speedway Park. Huntsville's down the road too, so let them go do that, and then the following year sell off the bandos and let them run, and then get another Crown Vic, and then they both can run those for a little while, and then whatever they want to do after that, then we'll speak to it and see whatever. But the Crown Vics I definitely want to keep for a long time. Shoot, I want to race one of those. I think we saw what a 25, what Mike sent us, a 25 grand to win in Virginia or some shit like that.
Let me pull up the
Crown Vic race. It was like 25 grand to win, and then there was another one in October for like 5 grand or something.
October 23rd and 24th, 25,000 to win Crown Vic race at Oak Level Raceway in Bassett, Virginia.
Virginia, yeah.
And then 150 lap enduro style Crown Vic race, 10,000 to win. That one does not say where it is. Just says Crown Vic Outlaw Super Series. So yeah.
I mean, for a Crown Vic, I mean, go get 25 grand to win. That's as much as Super Late models are getting at this,
Snowball
Nashville and all these other snowball money, like for a Crown Vic.
I think second place for the snowball is 25 grand.
Yeah,
So,
damn.
yeah.
So that's yeah, I definitely want to keep those and shoot. At that point, anybody wants to come down and go drive a Crown Vic, I'll have one. I don't care. I mean, they're Crown Vic. I mean, you can buy them, put them together for like $4,000 or $5,000. It's you wreck something, boom, wash my arm. Scott says that's my tattoo, bro. You know that. I do want to speak to this one. Comes from Uncle Forrest. Are you in Tennessee for good? We are here for good. Yeah, we're just waiting for our house to sell in Denver, and yeah, we'll be looking at getting a place and setting up shop here for the foreseeable future. I mean, there are some plans. We've talked about it about coming back and visiting, and we definitely want to try and uh, make some races and stuff out that way still in the future. But I don't know when that's going to be. But yeah, we're I started work already last month and got a job, and Nicole still works from home, so getting the kids situated with school and everything like that. So that's kind of where we're at, but still very much part of it's the racing, right? Like whether following along what's going on back at home because that'll never change, but definitely I want to I want to make a couple races hopefully next year if that'll happen. We still got the race car to put together. Plan is to try and bring it down here this off season, and we can finish it finally and pick a circle a couple of tracks and go race and have some fun myself. But that's to be determined, really. So
No, I feel like every time I open the garage, your car just starts going, am I gonna come out to play?
play at some point. It's pretty much done. I mean, really, the only thing we have left to do on it is put the body on it. It could go racing. Uh, I mean, there's a couple little minor things like still got to do setup and put the weight in it and all that kind of stuff. But I mean,
Well, little do you know, me and Mike have already started kind of working on it. We're gonna secretly bring it out on championship night and run it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's brand new. That's the only thing is
We're, we're
it's.
putting
I'm excited.
we're gonna put 10-inch slicks on it. We're gonna get super late model tires. We're gonna put some 10-inch slicks on it and
Go run
bring
it.
it out. Yeah, bring it out and just see what everybody says when we pull it out of the trailer with 10-inch slicks on it.
That would be something very interesting to just screw around one time on like an open practice is put like
Mhm,
10-inch slips on a modified and see what it does. Dude, I couldn't even imagine how light that car is with that much horsepower and a 10-inch tire. Oh my god.
mhm.
Oh,
Well,
you'd rip around that place.
when we were getting tires last week and we went out and practiced on Friday, we were kinda joking around, and Mike and I were like, "Shit, we should grab one of these, um, outlaw, or not the outlaw tires, the, sprint car tires, throw it on the right rear, and
Oh,
just like and as people walk by, just see what everybody says, like, if anybody notices it as people walk by, and just have fun with it, and just throw a, sprint car tire on it. You
and
just
I
go
and I could be wrong because I was gonna say I don't know, but I think those are as wide as the Wayland modifieds that they run out here.
I think
Like
so.
those tires, they're those things are so big, dude.
Just
I saw one of those cars, dude. I mean, those tires are huge, absolutely huge.
just put it on the right rear and just go drive down pit road real quick, turn around and come back, see what the fuck is on the back of that 89?
We got looked at one time because we took your car out there. What was it last year to just go practice on race day?
Mhm.
It was before we went to the hot shoe,
It was
and
before
we
the
had the
training.
slick tires on it when you were practicing, and it was like whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, that
We're not
89 better
racing.
not be going out there with them slicks.
We were just practicing, and it was what's with the tires?
Mhm. Yeah, we
Oh, that
tried
was
to hide
funny.
it, and we tried to hide it and have them covered, and I don't know, can't remember who was parked next to us. I think it was Galen Baker was parked next to us and was like,
Yeah.
"Uh, what you got underneath them, covers? That don't look like our tires." Like, "Shh, shh." You didn't see anything.
Shoot, shoot, shoot.
Shh, you didn't see anything. I won't say nothing.
We're gonna totally blow John Seeley's mind.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's
Oh, it's
funny.
so funny. But anyways, well, thanks for you guys' questions. We appreciate it. I mean, we'll start to kind of get into the next couple weeks here, to work it up to the championship week or championship races. We'll kind of go through the point standings and see where everybody's kind of at currently, and what those could potentially look like for the end of the season. Those are always fun to kind of go through and make our last week's predictions for who we think is gonna take home the crown for the season, the 2026 season, which is coming to a close.
Mhm.
Well, at least for you guys. I mean, we don't stop until November, so it's kind of crazy. It's something I got to get used to. I got to get used to it, dude. I'm gonna miss hunting season. Hey,
Sure, the weather the way it was
you can
last
come
year, we
join.
could have kept racing. We could have kept racing into November.
Well, I mean, you got the open wheel showdown first week of November this year, so I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to watching that race. That's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be quite a few people local here going to compete out there on total in across multiple different divisions: the bandos, legends, modifieds, sprint cars,
Saw
super mods.
the super modifieds are up to 50 entries now.
Dude, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Mhm.
I read somewhere, I think it was a post or
299
something that
total
said it
cars.
was how much?
It was 299 total cars signed up.
Well, not only that, but they were talking about the super modifieds specifically. It's like the biggest car count for any race like that they've had in like 10 years or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
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 crazy.
amazing. That's really crazy. That's
Yeah.
that's quickly becoming a very prominent event in the country,
Mhm.
uh, during, especially at the end of the season, and whatnot. That's definitely a premier event, and it's going to be every year. It's gotten better, and
Mhm.
last year we had a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to watching that. So
Mhm.
that'll be here before we know it.
Yep. Yep.
So
It's crazy, but make make uh make do with what time we have until that point. We still got some racing left to do and some good shows to put on. So, um yeah, it's
yeah.
gonna be a good last little month and a half now, left of the season, so it's gonna be
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, I'm glad you said this. I'm curious how many sprint cars will come out this weekend. Yeah, because this upcoming weekend, huge night, like we
Mm,
talked about at the very beginning of the show. You have the race for the million. It's the sprint cars, pro trucks, circle drags, and fireworks. So only three divisions. Well,
one.
you could if you count. Well, no, if you count the circle drags as a division, it's just a filler. But you have the sprint cars and pro trucks just and so uh, yeah, man, dude, I'm really looking forward to that. They haven't announced how many people are showing up. If I had to guess, I would say probably 30 to 35
I
will show up.
I thought I saw somebody post something that 42 were registered. Now, obviously, registered and actually show up are 2 different things, but
Two different things.
at least
Yeah,
40 I think somebody said 42 were registered. So, who knows? 42 might show up, and they might have some people randomly show up last second. So, I mean, it could be anywhere from 30 cars to 50 cars. Who knows?
yeah, yeah. Because, I mean, thinking back to the very first race they had down there in Pensacola, it was like 50 some cars. And I know that there's been quite a few that have dropped off over the course of the season.
Mhm.
But I mean, you look back just as late as a month and a half ago on the 4th of July weekend, there was what, 35, 36,
It
something
was yeah,
like
like
that,
35.
that race
Mhm.
that weekend.
Mhm.
So, and a lot of people love this racetrack when it comes to,
44 pre
when it comes to the sprint cars. 44 pre-registered. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many show up on the premise, and I mean, either any which way, that's going to be a spectacular show. For their inaugural season, I thought it went really well. I watched every one of those races so far, and really looking forward to this upcoming weekend to watch them again and see how it ends up. See who gets crowned. I'm my money's on Aaron Wilson.
Yeah.
The dude came out and tore it up over 4th of July, and he's had a stellar year so far in that car. So
Mm-hmm.
if I was a betting man, that's who I would go with. So, but you never know. I mean, Bobby Santos has had luck there. Um, Cody Swanson's done really well there. It could be anybody's game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I see Scott, crazy night ahead. Yeah, especially for him. He's got to wear the full body race suit uh out on that four-wheeler. So if it's I don't know what the weather is supposed to be like. Um, which by the way, Mr. Weeman and I had a great conversation in our trailer about his mouth last weekend with the R word. Right
Jesus,
now, I know it was pretty funny. Right
90,
now it's just supposed to be cloudy and 90. So
90.
yeah, it's 90 degrees in a race suit all day long on a four wheeler and asphalt. It's gonna be hot and a helmet on. That's gonna be hot. Oh dear.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be hot. Yeah,
Hmm.
but I'm looking forward to watching it, supporting it. It's a great event. It's going to be spectacular. That's for sure. It's great for the racetrack that they are part of that series. That's for sure. That's a notable series that's gone on this year for the 4 races, and um, seeing who gets to take home the big check and the big trophy, because yeah, they'll be crowning the champion on that specific night. So
Yep.
that'll be really exciting to watch.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's it for me, man. You got anything else?
No, all the pro truck drivers this weekend. Good luck. Put on a good show. You're the only local show running, so make it a good one. Um, Anybody that's running a sprint car, I know Kyle Ray's running a sprint car this weekend. Good luck. Um, I was something else gonna say. Oh yeah, I most likely will not be there on Saturday. My wife and I's 11th anniversary is Friday, so with her and I
Was
both.
that Friday?
It is Friday, the 21st of August.
Dang.
Um, so since we both have to work Friday, um, we're gonna take Saturday and celebrate our anniversary. So I it's a
Jake's taking her to the racetrack.
yeah. Yeah, no, especially sprint car weekend. She hates the noise of my car, let alone go listen to the sprint cars. Um,
Oh shit.
yeah, so more it's like a 99.99999999999 certainty, I will not be there. 'Cause there is that,
Oh
like,
yeah.
1% that at, like, 6 o'clock, she might be like, "I'm just tired. If you wanna go to the races, go ahead." "Okay." But I doubt that happens. But Jenny, thank you.
I'd
Yeah,
be I'd be very surprised.
I'd be
I'd be
very
very
surprised.
surprised.
Yeah, I'll be
I think
very
secretly, if she told you, okay, you could go, and you went, she would be pissed.
but see, here's the thing. Y no, I get your point, and I shouldn't,
Yeah.
but you give me that 0.0001 chance that if you say it, she knows me. You give me the out, I will take the out, right? I don't you know, I'm not saying that this isn't an important date that I should just stay home, which I will, but she knows me, so just don't even give me that possibility of an out. Racing
I'm with you, because if it were
racing's gonna
me,
suck. You give me that opportunity to go see some racing. Uh,
we we were having that
Please
conversation.
tell me there's
Uh,
a chance.
we were having that conversation just the other day. Nicole and I were talking about the upcoming schedule and stuff, because our mom said that they were looking at coming out here. You guys were looking at coming out like Labor Day weekend or the weekend after. And I was like, oh yeah, there's racing on the 12th. You can come out for that. And she goes, my birthday weekend. I was like, yeah, your birthday weekend, going to the racetrack. What do you? You're turning 40, big deal. Like,
Yeah.
I was totally messing with her, but I just got this look of like, I'm gonna
Hey,
murder you.
hey,
So I just
tell her,
started digging at that
you know,
point.
uh, it's what we do. You give us that opportunity and we're gonna take it.
Yeah, it's like, you're just turning 40. Like,
You know what?
it's 40. Who
Yeah, it's
cares?
40, dude, it's 40, whatever. You're already gray, so what does it matter?
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. We're halfway there.
Oh,
Like,
Greg,
whatever.
you're enticing. I'll have a cold beer ready for you, Jake. Oh,
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Just don't make
So
it a hazy. Just make it a
yeah.
cruise. We'll go easy. Or a banquet.
Oh, buckskins. Good
Or
old buckskins.
get old
Gotta
buckskins.
love them beers.
You know,
Yeah.
bring back the Schlitz. I'll take a couple cans of Schlitz.
Schlitz. Oh dear God. Do
Piss
they
water.
still make that crap?
I don't know. I'm sure they do. There's people out there. It's not beer. It's just water with it's like the Mio drinks. Psh, it's just water with a beer taste, right? That's all Schlitz is.
It's flavoring.
It's
It's just
flavoring.
flavoring.
It's not even actually beer. It's just flavor. They say it's 3.9 or whatever it is. 3.9, my ass. It's like 0.09.
Like the on the beer can itself in the bottom corner, it just says beer esque.
Yeah, beer flavoring. There is actually
Beer.
no actual alcoholic beer in this
Yeah.
actual can.
Yeah. Oh my
Like
God, that's awesome.
when they say grape juice, it's actually not grape juice, it's grape flavoring.
Yeah. FDA says you can't specifically say this. So marketing is
Yep.
what I do. That's what I do. So, all right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Looking forward to, like I said, watching these the events this upcoming weekend. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Good luck to all the drivers. Good luck to the fans. Be safe out there. Enjoy the show. It's gonna be one to remember, and one of the I would say it's probably the biggest race of the year uh, for the racetrack itself. So hopefully it's a good event and everything goes off smoothly and there's no issues. So
Yep.
yeah, but that's it for me. So
Yeah, nothing else for me. Like I said, good luck to everybody, all the officials that are watching that I have to work the track this weekend. Be safe, obviously with sprint cars and their fuel. Uh, you know, just be safe. I don't want to put anything in the air, but just be safe. Have fun, and yeah, people take pictures, videos, send them to us, put them on Facebook, so we have stuff to talk about next Tuesday. Um, but yeah, other than that, have a good rest of your week and enjoy the night.
yeah, enjoy yourselves. And this has been Hitting the Chip with Jake and Jordan. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, do all the things. We really appreciate the support and look forward to talking to you all next weekend. So with that being said, thank you all for tuning in.
Good
Talk to
night.
you soon.